Hey everybody, it's Chugga Conroy. Welcome back to more Splatoon 2. Last time, we were joined by our friends in Salmon Run of varying skill degrees. We won't talk about that. This time, we are back once again in Deep Sea Metro, where we're gonna stick it and move in this station by floating like a butterfly fish and stinging like a jellyfish. This station is interesting. We only have this one weapon and it's 3,000 if we succeed. 5 lives. I want you to look at those CDs in the background. So there's Squid Sister CDs. There's a CD player over there. We can look at those album covers. It's a little hard to see them from this distance, so let's get a little bit closer. That didn't go as planned. I really should have tried shooting the drum first before I was at the mercy of this thing. Oh, I understand. I understand very much. We have to stop it at just the right moment, which I didn't do, and I'm not going to get rewarded, but I'm gonna live. I'm gonna live. I'm gonna live. Last time, that was the time for challenges. Open. 2 bullets. Do I just have to, oh, I have to keep shooting this time. Okay, so it's different. Wow. That is unforgiving as poos. I was trying to say piss or poop, but I came up with poos. Okay, open. So, shoot. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. No, 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 no. I don't know if I've played this level before. I don't know if I've 100%ed Octo Expansion, actually. That's something that I was kind of meaning to talk about, is I don't know if I've done that or not. Oh. Okay, don't shoot. Okay, I can do that. Maybe just not shooting and doing what I know I can do is a lot smarter. Okay, so we're close up to these CDs. Are we gonna get near the album covers maybe? Yes, okay. So you can see that we got Squid Sisters and Off the Hook. I'll kind of show you an up close one. But what if I told you there was a third idol duo? You've probably never heard of them because they're only in backgrounds. We can't see the artwork of their only album clearly in the background of this station, but if I just, there. Ah, this is gonna suck. Their name is probably Cuddle Duo. I say that because that's just the internal file name for this album cover. They're awfully cute, and it's stated that they are 2 cuttlefish who were popular in the 80s. We don't know a lot about them, having never heard any music, but those are their signatures. One sang in a high-pitched voice while the other harmonized with a low whisper. Their name in Japanese is koi cows when translating the text on the album cover, which is the Japanese word for cuttlefish plus gals. They don't have an official English name other than what I just said. Oh, this ain't so bad, as long as you're not going for all of the rings. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh no, no. Oh, how did that count? How did that count? How did that count? How did that count? Man, that thing was really going round and round. No, it wasn't. I was not gonna risk trying to get those rings. Ooh, a sneaker. Cool. We have now unlocked our 8th line. Well, you know where we're gonna find where we gotta go? On the International 8 line. Continuing from where I left off about the Cuddle Duo. There's some fan theories about these two, like that they reveal the Squid Sisters actually being cuttlefish and not squids, as they resemble these two and Captain Cuttlefish is their grandpa. But, I don't know. It seems like it's pretty reachy if you ask me, and for me to accept it, it would take them outright saying it. This information comes not only from Rasakas, but also Ardnin, who recently deciphered the in-game squid knees and have been chipping away at what all of these textures actually say. Also, because of them, I can tell you that Jalfonso's shirt canonically says, "Fuck you." In a Nintendo game. So we have a new line available. We have Footloose Station and Ink and Watch Station. I don't know if I want to start at a new line quite yet. We've yet to discover any of the whereabouts of any of the, things. Might as well Jump Station. I love that song. Rapid Blaster and Splat Bomb is the more challenging one, which I find a little surprising because I feel like the Rapid Blaster, the Rapid Blaster Pro would be a lot harder. Oh, I get why it's the easy mode. I have to just jump it and hope I make... That is evil. I can see why I would want the higher range. Oh, you feel like a badass doing that. He even shoots with one arm. He's so acrobatic and cool. Love Agent 8. Well, you know, my legal name is Applicant 10008, but who's counting? Oh, you can actually see... Oh, wow, you can actually see the train tracks just absent in both directions. That's cool. That's a nice touch. I'll shoot that and take my egg. It's 1 egg for that. There's... Oh, that's like that fishing game. The one that every kid had where they had magnets in their mouths and you fish with it. So many 80s toys here, just old toys in general. That one's moving back and forth. Alright, so I'm gonna try for that. Gotcha! Gotcha! Nice, keep it up and head for the top. So the next one is, oh, okay, I see. Gotcha. Wow, 2 eggs for doing that correctly. You treat me so well, I'm really moving up in the world. I like how the switches spin. I don't like how the switches spin, it's really bothering me. Do I, Oh, I gotta keep hitting these, don't I? Are we gonna, there we go. Nope, maybe, yes, okay. So I gotta keep shooting these to reset my position and be able to hit all 4 sides. Cool. Gotta cut corners. It might be for the best to go backwards now that I think about it. I'm kind of already so ingrained into doing it this way that I don't think it really matters for me at this point, but might matter for you. There it all is. Down comes the rod. I have to jump this. I have to jump it. I really have to jump this. Ooh, okay, good. Like a flying in the sky reminds me of an eagle from the golden days of my youth. Or something. There that is. Ooh, 3 eggs. I'm gonna be rich before I know. 5 eggs! Man, I'm gonna be set for life when this is over. This is awesome. Jump it! Woohoo! Perfect! Perfecto! Didn't use my dang sub-weapon though. If a sub-weapon collides with a grappling hook, it does count. It instantly detonates, it inks it, and you get to go. We're overdue on some moist and chewy goodness, so let's go and check these out. Bisque. Black bulging eyes stare far inside. What does he see deep within me? From his sharp gaze, no one can hide. How long must I wait in this line? Such tragic lack of crusty snack. I'm almost there. It will be mine. Behind his dour one-eyed stare, our urchin friend conceals a yen for making the most out of gear. That didn't rhyme. That wasn't even close. Damn you, merch. You're bothering me. See what the sneaker says. Neon sea slugs. The squishing footsteps trudge and mock. Their path revealed by heavy heel. My heart beats quick. A stroke of luck. Hey man, whatever you're into. Ooh, we are over 50% done now. That's cause for celebration. You know, it would make me feel like we're really accomplished individuals. Talking about a new weapon. A complicated new weapon. The pen is mightier than the brush, the Ballpoint Splatling! A Splatling with 2 different firing modes and an amalgamation of all we've learned so far. This is probably the most complicated weapon, essentially being 2 main weapons instead of just 1. So hang on and don't yell! For the first quarter ring of a charge, it's a better Splattershot Jr. Seriously, It's equal in damage and range, has a wider spread, and the single best firing rate of any weapon. When charged more than a quarter of a ring, it morphs into a perfectly accurate attacker, just a hair shorter than a Hydra Splatling, and the damage boosts to 30 per hit instead of 28, but slows down its fire rate slightly. It's a choice between turfing or sniping, sorta like an automatic squeezer if I had to compare it to anything. It might seem like the sniping mode is all you'd want it for, since the wide phase is so short, but the technicality that sets the Ballpoint apart is the ability to interrupt its charges to continuously keep charging. It can sell its performance like a Splattershot Jr. with the second best strafing speed of any weapon to keep moving and building special points. Notice how I keep saying that it's the best at, or almost the best at things? Yeah, get used to that. The other mobility is good too. Not many weapons with this kind of range are middleweights. Mobility is generally not something Splatlings have a ton of, so this is good. It can splat enemies at close range with a painty mode too without having to aim so much because the rate of fire is so stinking high. Using terrain is good, as is the case with all Splatlings. Now let's get into the negatives. It can only fully charge 4 times on a single tank. It probably won't fully charge most of the time, opting to just charge however much is needed, but the full charge time is about 3 seconds. Also, raising the startup time before it can snipe, it will always be the Splattershot Jr. for the first quarter circle of release charge, so it comes out to be more like a balancing act. It wants to charge up enough to shoot far, but not too much that it reverts back to a Splattershot Jr. at the wrong time. In other words, don't play this like a charger. You'll need to be carefully managing ink usage and keeping the charge around the middle at the same time. Otherwise, it'll take a long time to act and might revert when you don't want it. Continuously charging over and over again mills through ink faster than other weapons too, as they don't have this. I like how, unlike other snipers, it doesn't just have to sit down if its services aren't needed. It can still contribute by gaining ground with the other firing mode, or move around to get a better position as the line of scrimmage changes. I would also say that having to learn to play it is a downside. It takes a lot of getting used to since it has so many tools available to it, and specific triggers for activating them. A lot of people act like this weapon is overpowered and takes no skill to play because it does everything. But I would argue it takes time to get good with and is a timing game no other weapon has to play around. Not to mention shot leading being highly necessary. Oh god, it has the toxic mist. Thanks to being able to see so many things coming from far away, it can support others with its sub-weapon, either blocking a pathway, tossing it onto people, or guarding an objective. But really, why not just shoot most of the time? I always say it. Interrupting an in-progress charge isn't so worth it, and the high ink usage means barely any charging is allowed alongside tossing the bottle. I won't say it's worthless, but it's pretty darn close. I feel like I only ever throw this for my teammates and not so much for myself. Inkjet! Well, this thing's worthless if someone rushes at the marker. Good thing it can hang back so far. I feel like this is more of a support weapon. The main, sub, and special all sort of work at tossing their power where teammates are fighting. 200 points is a decent enough charge. Between that and the range, Inkjet fans may enjoy it, but Toxic Mist is pretty poisonous to the soup. Our sucky shout out of the day is Damage Up! While it might seem easy to go from 30 damage to 33.3, the returns are piss poor, and not even 3 mains of it will give you 3 extra damage. Honestly, it's kind of the first time I would pass. I guess if it's on gear with good abilities already, it won't hurt you. I just feel it's such a minute help that you're better off running lots of other abilities with good returns instead. Why bother? Now it's the Ballpoint Splatling Nouveau. There's a name and a half. It's got Squid Beacon. Without ink savers, it's going to have trouble charging immediately after placing one. Use these when there's nothing to do or there's multiple spots that you'd like to use the weapon from so it's easy to jump in between them. It's also nice to use it as a getaway whenever stuff isn't looking good so it can get back to sniping. It's a good team support in addition to all the powers that it has normally. And Ink Storm! So yeah, it's good. It's really good. It's likely in high vantage points and able to toss this into good places that can control the flow of traffic. The damage over time is good, bolstering a potential 3-hit kill after the enemy is in the storm for a short time. But there's a massive caveat. This is the highest special charge of any Splatoon weapon. And honestly, it's slow charging even if it's a good painter. Longer charge time means longer turnaround time to adapt its style for situations that call for an ink storm. And it's not the best to play this for a good long-range ink storm weapon. It requires ability stacking to be worth it. Both ballpoints are kind of bizarre. Basically, they made a weapon that's a mini Splatling and a Hydra Splatling in one, gave it a few downsides even though it effectively has 2 weapons available at one time, even giving it strengths neither of those weapons have individually, like better mobility, and instead made the weakness absurd special charge or bad sub-weapons. I find this to be one of the weirdest weapons, and I mean that in a good way. I feel like nothing like this should exist, yet it does. It's seriously 2 very different weapons usable at all times, and it has an answer to practically any situation. It's just something that you would mainly play for the main weapon and not for the other parts. Ooh, where am I gonna write my story? Splat Zones, Port Mackerel, and Splat Zones Skate Park. I think that might be the first time that I skipped over what they said. I legitimately didn't see it. Sorry. You're all quirky, yet you train me to mash A by making this unskippable every single time. I'm a tough sockhead going hiking in the mountains. Let's get to it. A rank looks good, it feels good. Let's get out of A rank and back up into A+, all right? We're going up against all short-range foes. I think I'll honestly have a pretty easy time just sniping away, all right. So I've gone with the Nouveau mainly to just be a complete and total nuisance of myself. It's gonna be a nice way to just support the team from the back. There we go. I can also lay down my squid beacons whenever I just don't really need to snipe. If I can build up my special some way or another, then, well, you know, I will, and cover up the zones. That'll be nice to do if I ever can. I've gone with some special charge in my setup as well as mobility buffs and a little bit of bomb defense up just in case someone tries to get at me in the back here. We'll get that. Keep doing that. I can just cover it up enough. Here comes you. Got him once. Pressured him away at least. Okay, I want to do that. Want to keep going. Just want to keep chaining my charges together. Got to do what makes this weapon special so we're not playing it like another weapon, because why would we play this weapon in the first place if we're not playing it the way that it's meant to? Maybe I can get a little bit risky up here. I see him coming up. I am not staying there. We're in control. Nice. Taking the lead. And I saw a guy over there. I want to go back to my marker. I don't want to swim up the wall. I'd rather just super jump back. That's what I mean by placing those in your perch and just instantly going back. Didn't get him in time, and my partner paid the price for it. Oh, thank you. Let's just pop that, make life difficult for them a little bit, and come over here and outpredict. Almost. I am wasn't quite true. Wow, that was unfortunate. And now my partner is dead for that too. I just gotta keep staying alive. No one there. Got you. We're in control. We lost control. We are in control. Nice. Go over here and hello. 2 bullets each. See what I mean about there being sort of an artificial charge time to begin sniping? How the first quarter circle is like that? Sort of like what I just said 5 minutes ago. They took each other out. Not bad. Look at that. Maybe not the best stage for squid beacons, but I do like the ink storm. I can be pretty annoying by just going there and making sure that they at least don't have control, if nothing else. Wow, I was wondering where that Booyah Bomb went. Did you see how badly they botched that throw? They just hit the wall and didn't color in any of the zone, except for the very corner of it. Pop. Color in that zone, color in this one at the same time. Scare that guy the hell away. They missed, nice. They missed, oh my, missed again. I want the Pokemon Stadium announcer at my wedding. Don't pretend like that is not the coolest thing you've ever heard in your entire life. Whoa! That is a ballsy maneuver, a lob shot with the ultra stamp. You don't see that every day. Jeez, some people are just like so talented when it comes to the ultra stamp, but they do such crazy maneuvers that I just never see otherwise. Whenever there's a good ultra stamp, it's always just the whole match is a dang highlight reel. I love it. Okay, that guy's got bad internet. He was teleporting around. Thankfully he didn't kill me from beyond the grave. Happens a lot with these low internet types. Oh boy, I'm getting out of here. We just need to be in control about a minute from now. Good, good. I was hoping to maybe get someone outside my effective range there, but instead we just got control. I know, what a letdown. Gotcha! Let's just make life difficult. I don't think I have actually died this game yet, which is tempting fate to point out. Got ya? Oh, again! May I not pay for my insolence? I illegally downloaded my insolence. Oh boy, whoa. Close range kills are still viable with this thing, it's great. It probably shouldn't be as viable as it is. This is one that I foresee getting some nerfs and maybe getting a good sub-weapon to possibly make up for it. Come on. I was definitely telegraphing myself right there. They did not throw that at me when I'm the snipe. That's kind of funny. That one's gone. Man, that Booyah Bomb cannot hit the broadside of a planet. Jeez. That's it. That's game. Long game, bit of back and forth. We had control a lot more than we didn't. That's an easy win. Loaded up the app and was able to confirm this was a zero-death Splatling game. A rank is saved. Other map. It might seem like we didn't have a secondary topic today, but don't worry, I ain't quite out of ideas yet. I just kind of thought that whole spiel about squidnese being a real language that you can actually translate, I felt like that was pretty side topic-y and it just fit pretty organically into what we were doing in Octo Expansion, so I sort of combined segments today. So I want to talk about the high special charge. This is not the only weapon to have a 230-point special charge. Believe it or not, at one point, the Ten-Attack had it. A lot of people would say that the Inkjet is kind of the weakest part of the Ten-Attack as it is, so it was a little weird that they made that its nerf. I think in time they realized that people just didn't really like the Inkjet as much as they once did at launch because of its inconsistencies. And that's sort of the same case here. Even though the special charge is higher than it might have been at one point in time, that doesn't really mean that you change the way that you play this weapon. That tends to be the case a lot of the time where they raise the cost. Sure, they might make main power up a little bit less effective on a weapon, but that doesn't change the way that you would go about playing it. It's not going to change the entire build of the thing or make it useless. A lot of people still like the Ballpoint Nouveau, even though it has the highest special charge, just simply because you can stack a little bit more of an ability to offset the 10 extra points. It still is a Ballpoint Splatling in spite of that. Still has the sub-weapon that you might like. Got back control. Gonna start popping my squid beacons. Hi! Oh, nice! Actually counted. Woohoo! And was there a third guy? No. They definitely would have taken a swing at our roller if they were there. There's his ghost. We got one guy left alive. I think this will be a party wipe if we can get him. We did. The others should only be coming back in kind of late here. Gotcha! How was that an assist? I keep feeling like I get the last bullet and yet somehow I don't. Let's just make their lives difficult coming back in and not miss my Inkstorm. You guys need to go back. You guys need to go back. You guys need to go back! They did not go back. I'm gonna use this. On a map this long, having the squid beacons is gonna give us a pretty big edge. I'm just gonna tap that there. I could also use it as bait by putting it in slightly more obvious locations, ones that I don't really intend my teammates to use. Still in control, still doing good. Out of the way of that. Don't want to be that guy who loses to an autobomb on camera. Oh, there. I see a lot of purple in our base, even right around this. Maybe it was the, oh, it was a Tenta missile. That's what it was. The ink formation is just right for it. Took me a second. 8-7 Savant. Okay, let's get crazy. Let's go. We got an ink storm together with a splashdown. That's gonna be an easy control gain. Got a 40-second penalty to overcome, sadly. We were doing quite well. I am the last one left alive. I need to get out of here. I cannot fight off that many, especially not with 10 missiles on my tail. I see them over there. They're all congregated together. Teammates are giving us a pathway forward. I want to pop you. I'm about to get my special. There we go. Saw you. Was able to at least pressure him back there. Oh, wow. The ink storm together with that got the kill. Still racking up points. This might still get to the time limit, no less, even though we look like we were on a pretty easy path to victory for a while. That curling bomb going back and forth looked real silly. I guess I was using it in long straightaways and go with the flow with it, so I never really see that. 4 of us are down. That's a party wipe, but thankfully I thought ahead. Booyah! Do that. Let's do another one, because that really saved our bacon. It's gonna be a lot easier to come back from that than it would have been otherwise. Just trying to paint in unorthodox ways. Pressured him a little bit, but I wasn't, okay, they're both gone. Okay, they're both gone, they're both gone. They only have their end zap left alive. We can just easily take control here. Gotta watch those squids at the top of the screen. The other day when I killed 6 and I still didn't get control even once, that's a good example of what happens when your teammates don't watch, or no, I shouldn't say my teammates, when you don't watch the squids at the top of the screen, because in that situation, had the whole team been doing that, they would have seen like, oh, someone's on a killing spree right now, let's just color in the map and take control. The fact that no one was staying behind and painting in that situation, I think is what cost us for us, and that's why I mean that the lower ranks can genuinely be difficult places to get out of, and I wouldn't be discouraged and feel like you're a bad player at all if you just can't get out of B rank or A rank. I feel like the middling ranks are some of the hardest to get out of because you have a mixture of people who really know what they're doing and a mixture of people who just aren't yet experienced with reading the information on the map or on top of the screen. Regardless of any excuses and champions don't whine, they win. We had a happy ending today. I'm glad I got to use the Ballpoint Splatling again. It's a weapon that I think is quite fun, and nothing else is quite like it. Like I said, it's stupid that a weapon like this exists, and that's exactly what I like about it. Next time on Splatoon 2, we're going after one of the most mobile-feeling weapons there is. See you guys then.